You know what? Fuck it. Why don't we do rate the suits? I want to rate the suits and everything, and I just want to. I want to. I know I did this, like, weird last time with, like, you know, doing by the whole, like, 1 out of 9. No. It's gonna be simple, 1 out of 10 rating and whatnot. First off, let's start with Peter. Advanced Suit 2.0. I am a huge fan of this suit design. I have loved it since day one. We're not gonna rate on the other colors. We're just gonna rate on the suit itself, on the main suit itself. I've always loved this suit design. I've always thought it looked cool. Always thought it looked great. I love the white and the red and the blue. Honestly, this one is easily a 9 out of 10 for me. I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 because I don't know. There's just something about it that's just kind of rubbing me off. There's something about it where it's just like, it feels like it's, I don't know. Maybe it's a 10 out of 10. I don't know. I'd say, yeah, you know what? Honestly, this is a 9 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. I do love the basic suit they gave Peter in this game. I've always loved this design. I always thought it looked really cool. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. The black suit. Honestly, this is a 9 out of 10. I've always loved how this suit looks. It honestly looks like Peter's wearing body armor underneath that and everything. The cardboard abs, like the carved abs in the suit, look weird. But everything else looks awesome. I love the muscle fibers. That is easily a 9 out of 10 with the black suit. Okay, now the muscular Venom suit. This is pretty much just this same suit, except now it's more evolved and everything. I'd say this one's an 8 out of 10. And the reason why it's losing points is because it's literally just this suit except more muscular. And it looks cool and everything, but I don't know. Like, I'm so used to seeing a suit like this on Venom that it just looks weird on Peter. So, but overall, this is still a cool evolution of this design and everything. 8 out of 10. Anti-Venom suit. You know, I'd have to say it's a 9.5 out of 10. And the reason why I make it 9.5 is because, first of all, this is a phenomenal looking suit. The Anti-Venom suit looks awesome. The eyes do look a little weird, though. The eyes are a little big. And the fact that the lines aren't lining up. I love the design. I love the take on this suit right here. But I don't know. I feel like it's missing something. I feel like it could have some more. But overall, this is a very cool design suit. Definitely a 9.5 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10, but a 9.5 out of 10. Classic suit. Classic Spider-Man. What more could you want? 8 out of 10. If this was cell shaded, this would easily be a 10 out of 10 like it was in the first game. Scarlet 3 suit. I didn't use this one too much. But honestly, this isn't too bad. I mean, Peter doesn't have that many hooded suits. This is actually pretty good. I like the use of the blue. I like the red. I like the fact that the spider symbol is kind of imprinted on there and everything. And I always like the utility belt. I'd have to say this is another 8 out of 10. And I do like the designs of the gloves. That's an 8 out of 10. Advanced suit. I love the suit in the original game. But compared to this, honestly, like, you know, the fact that it's like a lighter shade of red, at least in the light I'm seeing right here. I find it so aesthetically pleasing that the white lines of the legs here are actually, like, sectioned in the suit here. This feels like too much is going on in the chest. Whereas this feels like it's very streamlined. I love the original suit, but the original suit has to get an 8 out of 10. The Kumo suit. This is ugly. It definitely has a unique style, but I personally do not find this... Even the different colors of it do not make it look interesting. There's too much going on. It's way too distracting. Also, I don't know what's going on with the eyes, but just it's too much. Honestly, like, it's not terrible, but as far as I know, I never wore this once in the game. Points for originality, but there's too much going on. I'd say that's a 3 out of 10. Spider-Man 2099 suit, 10 out of 10. This suit is perfect. This honestly looks like Miguel jumped straight out of the comics, and boom, they put him in the game. I love this suit. I've always loved how this suit looks, ever since seeing the original comics when I was a kid. Actually, now I think about it, I just realized he's got arrows on his gloves. That doesn't really knock it down. It came close, though. It came close. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. This is another 9 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I didn't see The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know at some point I should, because I do love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. He was a really good Spider-Man. In terms of, at the time, what was considered to be the most comic book accurate Spider-Man costume ever made, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume was definitely it. I mean, yes, we've gotten the Tom Holland versions and everything, but I've never really liked how the spider looks on that, because it always looks too digital and whatnot. This is a 9 out of 10. This is definitely a 9 out of 10. I've always liked this suit. The Amazing suit. I've always thought that this suit was kind of weird. Like, I don't like the sunglass shades in the eyes. It looks like a onesie. It looks like he put on a giant onesie, whereas this, it looks like, you know, you can easily tell where the shirt and the pants are. This looks like just a giant onesie. I don't know why. I've never really liked the chest design. It's almost, actually, now that I think about it, I see now that the chest design on this is kind of emulated by that. It's kind of emulated by the advanced suit, but it's done so much better. This, it's trying to go for that, like, really grunge look. Like, the really dark look, because pretty much The Amazing Spider-Man was trying to be a dark film and whatnot, because, you know, Batman and everything. This just always looked a little weird. This, I'm gonna have to say this is a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but it could be better, and it was done better with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. The hybrid suit, to me, there's too much going on with this one too. The gold and the blue and the red. It's like, pick a color scheme here. Let's take a look at this for a second. See, look at this. Like, the fact that it's shiny all over the place. The shininess is honestly distracting. The gold-plated spider on here is super distracting. Hey, you know, just Spider-Man chilling outside your room. Hope you don't mind that. There's just too much going on here with the spider emblem. I can see the spider emblem in the back, but on first glance, you wouldn't be able to tell what that is. This is honestly, this one is, I have to say, a 6 out of 10. Scarlet Spider suit. Now, this is an amazing redesign for this suit. I love how this suit looks. I love the eyes. I love the red. I love the blue. Again, it looks like Scarlet Spider jumped out of the comics. That being said, it's a little too red, and I know that that's weird for me to say. Plus, what the fuck is going on with those ankle gauntlets there? Like, what? What the hell are those? What are those? This is still an exceptionally designed suit. I do like the eyes. I like how everything looks. Easily a 9 out of 10. The Superior suit. Now, I did not read the Superior Spider-Man storyline. I heard it was good, but I didn't read it. That being said, this, the black and the red, this is really good, but at the same time, I feel like it's almost trying too hard to be like, I'm a different Spider-Man, which I guess was the point. On the bright side, though, unlike the Amazing Spider-Man suit, this you can still tell where the pants and the shirt are. I do like the black and the red, though. The black and the red is really cool. Though there's too much of the black. I feel like it could use a little bit more red. Like how Miles' suit looks, that uses the red like very sparingly, but almost to the point where it's not like, where it's just enough to really like have an impactful design. I'd have to say that this is a 8 out of 10. Antioch suit. Now this is pretty much just a beefed up version of Van suit from the original game. In all honesty, this is a 7. Mainly because, like, it's literally just the same suit here, except it's just, this is essentially the spider armor, but it's streamlined. And that's okay. I mean, like, I don't like the bulky Spider-Man armor, believe it or not. It's almost too much. This is a Spider-Man who's, like, directing traffic or helping people, like, navigate a really dark area. It's just like, hey. So, yeah. I'd have to say that this is a 7 out of 10. The Arachnite suit. In all honesty, you know what? Let's put this on for a second. You know what? There's a lot going on, and it is trying a little hard, but it's trying hard in a good way. It's trying to be a bit of a homage to Assassin's Creed, obviously, in a sense. There's a reason why you don't see Spider-Man that many capes, but still, this is actually a pretty nifty design suit. I'm not gonna lie about that. I do like the white on the red. I do like the use of black, too. It had a starter point to bounce off of, whereas this looks like someone just threw a bunch of things at the wall, and it was just like, okay, let's see whatever it sticks. Someone definitely had a starting point for where they wanted to go with it, and they went with it, and boom, this is the result. There is 2 things I don't like. I don't like the little tongs, or like, I guess they're supposed to be teeth, and the spider symbol looks a little weird to me. It looks like a giant heart with, like, thorns on it. This is a 7 out of 10. The Secret Wars Civil War suit. This is This is like somebody cosplaying Spider-Man, but their pants weren't finished on time, and they're just like, hey, what if Spider-Man was in the military? That's what I see when I see this. It looks kind of cool. Like, I like how the top looks, but the pants completely ruin it. 5 out of 10. Spider-Punk. Now this, I've always loved how this suit looks. I have to say that for some reason, I don't know what it is, but it just looks kind of weird in game. I think what it is like, maybe it's the fact that there's no Spider-Man logo on the chest or whatnot, but I mean, who needs a logo on the chest when you have the back? Yeah, I think it's the chest area. This is still a really cool suit. I'm not gonna lie about that. I do like the shoes. 8 out of 10. The homemade suit. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a homemade suit. I can't judge it too harshly because this is like the beginning of the MCU Peter Parker. This is essentially how his suit looked and everything like that. I get that the idea is supposed to be like, okay, this is what a teenage boy think might look cool. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man during the fight with Bonesaw, that was a cool looking suit. This, it's almost like it's a mannequin of Spider-Man, especially with the goggles. The goggles are definitely throwing me off here. But still, I can't knock on it too much because technically it's supposed to be, this is what a teenager thinks might look really cool. I'd have to say that's a 6 out of 10. Spider-Man Noir suit. I do admit I do like this. I especially love the frame rate that changes. That being said, it's very one note. I understand that Spider-Man Noir comes from a world where everything is like in black and white and whatnot, and that's fine. Here's the thing. If it wasn't for the eyes, you wouldn't know this is Spider-Man. Quite frankly, I kind of like the Shattered Dimension Spider-Man Noir suit a little bit more. I do love how this suit looks, but it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like it's missing something here. Still, I'd have to say that is a 7 out of 10. The Iron Spider armor suit. Now this, I did take a look at this in the first game, and I'd have to say the same thing is kind of going on here. This, there's too much going on. I never really liked the design of the spider armor suit, and this hasn't changed much. It feels like it's too bulky. Oh yeah, and there's the boosters on the bottom and whatnot. I don't know, I'm not really a fan of this design. I think it looks cool though. The red and gold do work, but it's okay. That's, I'd have to say a 7 out of 10. The Spider-Man 3 movie black suit. This looks perfect. This honestly looks perfect. This looks like they just took Tobey Maguire from 20 years ago and put him in here, and it looks great. Honestly, I've always kind of liked how the black suit looked in Spider-Man 3. I've always liked how this one looks more, as opposed to this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, this suit's pretty cool too, but I've always liked how this one looks more. This is a 9 out of 10. Now, the regular Spider-Man Raimi outfit, this is an 8 out of 10. Like, in comparison, this looks okay. Like, compare it to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. Like, that looks great. This, it's almost like the webbing is too much. I don't know what it is. It's almost like maybe webbing is bulky or something like that. Whereas this looks like it's a little bit more streamlined. Still, this is another classic suit. And I love the Raimi Spider-Man movies to death. This is a 8 out of 10. The upgraded classic suits. Now we're getting into more Tom Holland territory. Not gonna lie, I do like the red on the black with the blue. But I do not like the front chest piece. I just don't. I do get that it's supposed to be like very Tony Stark with that. I love how the back design looks. This, however, I just don't know. That's still a good looking suit though, but I have to give it another 7 out of 10. Now the classic black suit. As much as I love the newly designed black suit, this is a classic. This is how the black suit should look. It looks like, honestly, he's wearing a suit that isn't him. It looks like there's something off, but in like that good way off. This is a 9 out of 10. This looks amazing. Like, I can't believe how good this looks. Just like the original classic suit from the first game that was cel shaded, this, it looks great. 9 out of 10. The stealth suit. I've always hated this suit. I've never liked how this looks. I think it looks silly. It looks like Sam Fisher trying to cosplay Spider-Man. Definitely the goggles, too. It looks like that Spider-Man is trying to cosplay Solid Snake, or Sam Fisher. The other way around, at least. I've never liked how this looks. I think it looks silly, honestly. 4 out of 10. The upgraded suit from Homecoming. Now, this looks better. This looks a lot better. I mean, I'm still not a fan of the chest design, but the black on the red is really, really cool. This was something a little bit different. This is almost doing what the Superior Spider-Man suit didn't do. It uses the red a lot more sparingly. If the Superior Spider-Man suit looked a lot more like this, I'd give it a higher rating. This, to me, is what the Superior Spider-Man suit should have looked like. I mean, again, I'm not a fan of the chest or the back, but it definitely looks way better than the Superior Spider-Man suit. This gets a 9 out of 10. The new blue suit. This is a cool design suit, but what the hell's going on with the chest logo, and what the fuck is that in the back? I don't know, it looks weird. It looks pretty generic, doesn't it? Like, it looks like Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four or something, and they just had a spare suit and said, oh, this'll work. That's a 6 out of 10. The Iron Spider suit. Again, like the hybrid suit, there's almost too much going on here. I mean, this does look better than the regular spider armor suit. Even the running animation of this just looks weird. That's what's bothering me about this. It looks like that this version of Peter Parker isn't supposed to be wearing the suit. As weird as that is to say. That's honestly what it looks like. That is another 6 out of 10. The new red and blue suit. I think this is supposed to be the suit that Tom Holland's wearing at the end of No Way Home. And this is a much better suit. I do like the blue. I like the red. I like the chest logo. But I'm not a fan of the back logo. Overall, though, doesn't look too bad. Considering that we only saw that just a little bit at the end of No Way Home. This is a 7 out of 10. The black and gold suit. This is literally just the regular suit, just inside out. I've always thought this was silly. 5 out of 10. 2 out of 10. The Saving Lives suit. I can see what they were going for. They definitely tried to make it look like, what if he was a BMX rider? And on that front, they succeeded, at least in my opinion. At the same time, it's like, I do like the design of the spider logo, especially on the front and the back. You can clearly tell where the shirt is and where the pants are. As cool as it is to think like, oh yeah, this is Peter Man as someone who's like a hardcore motorcyclist or someone who's a BMX rider. That's not really who Peter Parker is. So honestly, that's a 7 out of 10. The Last Hunt suit. I don't know what to say about this one. It certainly does look like, okay, this is what Peter's suit would look like if he was part of Kraven's organization and whatnot. But I don't know. Again, it feels like there's too much going on, especially with all the fur. That's a 5 out of 10. Yeah, you know, it gives me Wakanda vibes too, but it's almost like this is what a white man thinks that he should wear in Wakanda. Okay, so yeah, for Peter, the best suits are definitely the Advanced Suit 2.0, the Anti-Venom suit, Classic suit was also, I'm pretty sure, got a high rating, and the 2099 suit. And of course, the Webbed Black suit. Now, let's go over to Miles. So for Miles, first off, let's take a look at the upgrade suit. I gotta admit, again, vast improvement over this. This, I have to say, is at least a 9 out of 10. I love the red and the black. I love how the Spider-Man logo looks on the back and the front. I do like the knee pads too. Honestly, this is a really slick suit. 9 out of 10. The Evolve suit. There's too much going on here. But again, this is like what a teenager thinks looks cool. And from that aspect, it looks great. But the chest design is fucking weird. Not a fan of the blue electrical currents. Not a fan of how the mask looks. That's a 6 out of 10. Okay, family business suit. Now this one, this isn't too bad. My only problem with it is that should have been the default look for this suit, considering it's a Prowler suit. Unlike the red and gold for Peter, the black and gold definitely works for Miles. This does look cool. I do like how the logo looks in the front. No logo on the back, though, is weird. I do like the pulsing of electricity through the suit, but it still just looks, I don't know. I feel like the purple and the green would definitely be a better color for this than the black and the gold. That's a 7 out of 10. The classic suit, I love how this looked in Miles Morales. I still love how it looks. 8 out of 10. The Life Story suit. Again, very similar to Peter's Life Story suit. I mean, I'll be honest, this looks way worse. It looks like he's trying to be a spaceman, and it just looks wrong. This at least has some consistency with the design, but it's not saying much. That's a 3 out of 10. The sportswear suit. Now, this is a suit you start off with in Miles Morales. Quite honestly, there's really not much to rate here. It's just a kid wearing a Spider-Man cosplay and trying to stay warm. 6 out of 10. Brooklyn 2099 suit. I want to like this suit. I really, really do. I want to. Like, I want to. But just weird, man. It's just fucking weird. I think it's because of the fact that, like, the pants are clearly a different material than the top. The back design is cool, but the front design is fucking weird. This is a, like, 6 out of 10. The tracksuit. Again, I don't know what to make of this. I feel like the white is too much here. Like, this design looks kind of cool. This design, it knocks it down a peg. The webbing looks weird. The logo on the front and the back look great. Not gonna lie about that. It just feels really weird. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like the way the white looks on this suit. I'd have to say that's another 7 out of 10. Now, Miles Morales 2099 suit, 10 out of 10. I have loved how this suit looks with Spider-Man Miles Morales. I love the front logo. I love the back logo. I love the hood. I love the glowing eyes. Everything about this looks fucking amazing. Like, seriously, this suit looks so fucking cool. Honestly, my favorite suit of Miles for him to wear. You really can't go wrong with that one. This is definitely a 10 out of 10. Advanced tech suit. Unlike, you know, Peter's armored suits where they always use red and gold, they're still trying to stick with the pattern that Miles uses for his suits. Is good. Though, I don't know, it just looks a little weird too. I love the back design spider, though. The front design spider looks really weird. It almost looks like it's, you know, it looks like it's trying to be an armored version of Nightwing. There's the stuff with his shoulders right there where the webbing doesn't reach all the way, and that kind of bothers me. That is another 7 out of 10. Shadow's spider suit. Now, again, they had an idea, and they went for it. I have to say that I'd say this is a little bit better than the Arachnite suit. They had an idea from the very beginning, and they went with it here. I don't like how the mask looks, but I do like how the hood looks. Definitely looks like, okay, what if Spider-Man was a ninja? And they definitely nailed that aspect of it. I'd have to say that this is a 8.5 out of 10. Whatever I rated the Arachnite suit, I can't remember if I gave that a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. But this is definitely a point above it, which is either an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. The 2020 suit, aka the Daft Punk Miles Morales suit. This, to me, is an 8 out of 10. I love how this suit looks. I do like how the mask is digitized. I love how the chest is digitized too. I love how it's pretty much incorporating his love of music into here. I don't know, the jacket just seems a little weird to me, but I mean, like, I do like this design. It is a very cool design. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's definitely a 9 out of 10. I don't know why, but the jacket doesn't really do it for me, but everything else looks fucking awesome. The homemade suit. Again, this is what a kid thinks looks cool. But in all honesty, Miles, art is not really your forte. I mean, like, what the hell is that supposed to be on the back? This is a 3 out of 10. Okay, the Wakanda Forever suit. Now, I also think this is a really great suit. This is definitely one of the best designed suits in the game. This definitely feels like, okay, I feel like I'm playing as Black Panther. How they were emulating the Black Panther suit for Miles, they definitely did a great job with that. 9 out of 10. I really do like how this suit looks. The Bodega Cat suit. Normally, I'd rate this lower, but 10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10 just for the cat. Come on. Spider Cat. Look at him. Look at how cute he is. Look at how cute he is. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I don't care if it looks like Miles just got out of bed as Spider-Man. Just because of the cat, it's a fucking 10 out of 10. Next up, we got the Purple Rain suit. Now, honestly, I do really like this design. I love the front design of the spider. I love the back design of the spider. I love the use of the purple and the green. It's not too much, though. It's not overwhelming like the gold was on the Doc Ock suit. This looks great. The gray on the sides kind of does knock it down a point, but this is still a really cool looking suit. That's a 8 out of 10. Into the Spider-Verse suit. First of all, it's a 9 out of 10. And the reason why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because there's something about it that doesn't seem right. I don't know what it is, but it's a 9 out of 10. Into the Spider-Verse SB suit. This is literally just Miles wearing a child Spider-Man costume with a cape. That's really all there is to it. For comedy purposes, it's cute. This is another suit that I would never wear in the game. Because of the fact that, like, you know, it just doesn't look cool. I mean, therefore, it's a 4 out of 10. The End suit. Now, this suit succeeds where the Peter Parker Civil War suit fails. This looks badass. This looks like Spider-Man's about to roll up and crack some fucking skulls. Because at the very least, the pants color scheme matches the rest of the suit with the black and red. And I love the hoodie, I love the jacket, I love the back design, I love the pants, and I love the boots. I think this is another one I barely wore, though. So, you know what? I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. The 10th anniversary suit. I have no fucking idea what this is. This just looks awkward. This just looks super fucking awkward. I don't know, like, it's... You see, like, if it was this, that would make sense, but the bright pink makes no sense. This just doesn't look right. It's almost like supposed to be a manga-verse version of Miles or whatnot, and it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's really, really weird, and I honestly, like, you know, I don't like it. It's a 3 out of 10. The Great Responsibility Suit. I don't like how this looks either, and it's mainly because of the elbow pads and the knee pads. The elbow pads and the knee pads should not be there. I mean, like, I know it's supposed to be an oversized suit for Miles, but I don't like how it looks. The elbow pads and the knee pads kill it. The fact that the design of the red of the webbing doesn't reach the back, that's like a 4. Now the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. suit, not gonna lie, this is a cool suit. This is exactly how I'd imagine a Spider-Man suit to look if he actually was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which, I think he was in the comics at one point, I'm not too sure. But no, like, this is a really cool suit. I love the use of the S.H.I.E.L.D. colors. In all honesty, the fact that it still looks good even without the Spider-Man logo is impressive. It is impressive. I'd have to give this one a 8 out of 10. The Strike suit. This is another example of there's too much going on or you're trying too hard. This looks like they're trying to emulate Spawn with this. This honestly looks like Spider-Man as a tokusatsu. It's Spider-Man Kamen Rider, but it doesn't do that good of a job. It looks like there's too much going on with it. I'd have to say it's a 5 out of 10. The Programmable Matter suit. This looks like wireframe Spider-Man. It looks like the PS1 version of Spider-Man and whatnot. And like, yeah, the glowing effects of it are cool, but I don't know. It looks really weird. I have to say that's a 4. Now, Across the Spider-Verse suit. Now this, I don't know what it is, but this looks a lot better. I love the front logo. I love the back logo. I love the red and the black. This is also a 9 out of 10. Crimson Cowl suit. I've always thought this one was weird. There's too much red going on. That's what it is. There's just too much red going on. If it looked like this, I'd understand. But there's too much red going on. That's kind of what it is. It looks like it's supposed to be Raven or something like that. I don't know. The front logo is weird. The back logo is practically non-existent. This is a 6. The Best There Is suit. Now, admittedly, this does look cool. Like the Wolverine mask with this is great. The problem is that either this should have been the main color or that should have been the main color. Or this. The red and black looks okay. I mean, like, it's cool to see this because I know that Insomniac is working on a Spider-Man, a Wolverine game, which I obviously cannot wait to play. I think it's the jacket, too. The jacket takes away from it. It just looks like Miles cosplaying his own version of Wolverine, essentially. So, I'd have to say 7 out of 10. The Dark Ages suit. Now, in all honesty, if it wasn't for the weird fucking flower hood, I'd give it a higher rating. But this is actually not a bad suit. Like, this looks like, you know, what would happen if the symbiote got onto Miles. And it looks okay. Like, I do like the red. I do like the black. The hood just definitely takes it down a few notches. That's a 7 out of 10. The Smoke and Mirror suit. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This one's actually pretty cool. The only problem is that the head, the eyes in the helmet look a little weird. I mean, with the skull face that Mysterio had, that looked cool. But with the spider eyes, it just looks weird. But the color scheme is great. I love the front logo. I love the back logo. I love the color scheme. This is at least an 8 out of 10. Like, it is a cool looking suit, though. Not gonna lie. That's at least an 8 out of 10. Okay, the Borikua? Is I say Borikua suit? I might be pronouncing that wrong. Honestly, this actually isn't too bad. At the same time, it's almost kind of like he's trying to do his own version of Captain America. But this isn't too bad. But the blue and the star kind of don't go with the rest of the vibe here. So that's I mean, yes, it's definitely like, you know, Puerto Rican proud and everything. Miles proudly showing off his heritage. That's a 7 out of 10. The King in Black suit. Now, this is awesome. I love how this looks. I love the shoulder armor. I love the wristbands. I love the front and back chest design. The only thing that looks a little weird is like the little spiral at the top. But otherwise, this is a great designed suit. 9 out of 10. The Absolute Carnage suit. It's not too bad. Actually, honestly, I don't like the webbing on the bottom. It just looks weird. That's a 7 out of 10. Next up, Most Dangerous Game suit. Literally the same thing as Peter's. I'm gonna give it the same rating. Now, the City Sound suits. I love the look of this suit. It's very, hey, see? We're gonna, you know, I'm Miles Morales, see? I love this look. I love how, like, you know, very 1940s it is. I love the top hat. I love the spider patch. This is like, you know what? This is a 9 out of 10. I love how this looks. I honestly really, really love how this looks. It's unique. It's different. There was an idea here and they went for it. And it came out beautifully. 9 out of fucking 10. 9 out of fucking 10. Plus, I love the bowler shoes, too. That's great. Okay, and that's it for Miles. Top suits were definitely the Across the Spider-Verse suits. What's it? The Forever suit. The 2099 suit. And the Miles Morales 2020 suit.
Hello there. So, when I first recorded all this footage from nearly a year ago, there were a bunch of new suits that were added to the game in between now and when I finally finished editing this video. So I wanted to take a look at those suits and rate them as well, considering that, you know, with how long it took me to make this, it just felt like the right thing to do. I didn't want to leave any suits out. I know that there are some that you get from playing the Ultimate mode, and from what I remember, you know, the suits really didn't look worth getting to me. So I'm adding this footage in after the fact just to take a look at these new suits and rate them as well. So let's take a look at Peter's. All right, first up, we've got the Hellfire Gala 2022 Peter Parker suit. Now this, I'll admit, this has a really interesting design. I think it's kind of unique having the spider logo on the shoulder there, and having the legs kind of grow out the sides and everything. However, it's a bit too different, but like not so much as it kind of ruins the whole Spider-Man look. Things I have questions about are the red fractures on the foots and the hands. The eyes look cool. I like the color scheme of kind of like a really dark purple and the red. But overall, like, it's kind of like a love-hate thing. Like, I think it's unique, but I don't like the legs on the body. I'd like logo on the chest and the back. So I'd have to rate this 7 out of 10. All right, next up we have is the Fluoro suit. Now, this almost looks like Kamen Rider again, but what's with the color scheme? I wouldn't even say Motorcycle Peter Parker. I'd say Tron Peter Parker. I mean, and in that sense, it kind of works. I think that the front and back logo are cool. I don't know. It's just, it's weird to me. I think it's maybe the helmet, too. Like, wearing a helmet just feels weird. I almost feel like that this should have been the default design. Like, this should have been the default design. This at least looks really cool. Not my cup of tea, but I feel like it fits the whole look of Spider-Man better. I know I said I wouldn't use the colors, but I just can't help it. Plus, I have to admit that the Venom color looks good. And so does the 2099 color. I mean, you know what? That's what it should have been. It should have been the 2099 color. If they were going for like a retro future Tron look, the 2099 colors should have been the way to go. So I have to give this a 6. Into the Spider-Verse suit. Now, it's Peter B. Parker. It's Into the Spider-Verse. I do like this take on the classic design. Frame rate kind of hurts my eyes a little bit, but I still like it. This is a 7. Okay, now the Last Stand suit. Now you want to talk about Peter Parker as a biker. Now this is it done right. I like this. Even though it's somewhat basic, it's just literally Spider-Man with his mask in a motorcycle jacket with just like basic motorcycle pants and boots. I still like it. I would happily buy this jacket. I totally would. I would gladly buy that motorcycle jacket. That being said, I won't lie, the pants do clash with the jackets. This is another 7 out of 10. All right, next up, we have the Motor Chick suit. Man, they really went in with the whole kind of, you know, biker look, didn't they, with these last few suits? I'll be honest, I don't like this. The webbing on the face looks weird. Belt with the studs is an interesting choice. But I don't know. Again, I feel like this is one of those things where the color is really what does it in. If it was this, that makes sense. And plus, I just realized that I do not like that back logo. I don't. The boots look kind of cool, but that's about it. Plus, there's no chest logo. Well, I guess the chest logo is supposed to be the belt buckle. And plus, what is this color? What is that? This is a 5. All right, and that's all of Peter Suits Part 2. Now, let's take a look at Miles. All right, now let's take a look at this. Now, this suit, they had an idea, and they clearly went all in on it. And I'm not gonna lie, this looks nice. This looks really nice. I like the purple and the red. Miles actually looks like, maybe that was the problem I had with Peter's. Peter just looks like he just dressed up as a different version of Spider-Man for the Met Gala. Miles actually looks like he put a lot of time and is actually dressed to go to the gala. I love the jacket. I love the color tone. Not a big fan of the glasses, but that's just me. This is easily like, I would say an 8.5 out of 10. All right, next up we have the Metro suit. Now, what the hell is this color scheme? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like, I don't know if this is based on anything. I really don't know. I don't like this color scheme. This color scheme really hurts it. Like, again, I don't know what it is about the suits that were added post-game, but I feel like the colors should have been better. Like, this looks a million times better than what the default outfit is. And like I said, I'm not going through the colors, because if I went through the colors, we would take forever here. But this is a million times better. This would bump up the rating. I mean, you know, I gotta give him some credit for being unique with the design. I do like the fact that it's a zip up on the chest and everything. But this is like a 5. All right, next up we have the animated suit. 10 out of 10. I'm not even gonna like debate on this. 10 out of 10. This looks amazing. I use this suit the most in the Miles Morales DLC. This literally looks like Miles jumped straight out of the cartoon and into the game. 10 out of 10. This makes me want to watch The Amazing Spider-Man again. So, yeah. The Uptown Pride suit. This is pretty much like the suit you get if you do all the side missions in the Miles Morales DLC. And I gotta admit, the black and gold looks fucking great. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I'm only knocking it down a point because I'm such a huge fan of the red and black. And I guess maybe it just needs a little more. But overall, this is great. Like, the black and gold really do fit well. 9 out of 10. Then we have the Ginja suit. I hope I'm saying that right. So, is this Spider-Man? Well, is this Miles Morales if he became a motocross biker? You know, again, what is with the color schemes on this? For comparison's sake, let's take a look at this again. Why isn't this the default color? I feel like this honestly should have been the default color. This looks so much better. I mean, it's different, it's unique, it's a unique take on the Miles suit, and I would have given this a much higher rating if this was the base color, but it's not. So, just for this alone, this is a 6. On the bright side, that's all the suits that were added post-launch, so let's get back to the regular video.
And there we go, everybody. All the suits have been rated. If I had to pick an overall favorite suit for each of them, I'd have to say that for Peter, it's the Advanced Suit 2.0. For Miles, it's definitely the 2099 suit. I love this suit. I fucking love this suit so much. And plus, the colors on it are great, too. Like, honestly, the purple and the blue and the black go so well. And so does the black, white, and gold. Honestly, these two are my favorite suits in the entire game for these two. My favorite suits.